nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too.
Thanks so much for coming in today. What brought you into the office today?
So I kind of just wanted to talk to someone because like having a lot of trouble with school lately. It's not really something I'm used to, I guess. So I just wanted to kind of talk to someone and see what my options were.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're struggling a little bit in your classes, and this is a new thing for you to experience, this kind of struggle.
I mean, kind of. Like, so it's like in high school, I had a lot of trouble as well, I guess. Not like, I just read slow, kind of, and like, that kind of affects me on like tests and stuff. So I had like special accommodations there, like I got to have extra time for everything. So I didn't end up like have trouble.
Okay.
Like I just, if I didn't have that, I guess I would have. And so I've been trying to not really have to rely on stuff like that. Now being in college, so I guess now I'm just having some trouble with like finishing tests on time and completing readings for class.
I see. Okay. So let me make sure I'm understanding you right. You had special accommodations in high school, and you're not using them in college. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I don't even know if they have them here, but I didn't really want to rely on them
Sure.
at all. So that's why I didn't really
Yeah.
for that.
You didn't want to feel this dependency on these accommodations. It sounds
Yeah,
like.
I felt like I'd become very dependent on them in high school, and now that I'm in college, like I didn't want to like bother professors with that and make them think that like I'm a bad student or anything,
I see.
or that like I'm looking for special treatment. So I just wanted to do it all on my own.
Sure.
Yeah.
Huh. That makes sense what you're saying. You're meeting these new professors. You've never had this college experience before, and it makes sense that you don't want to seem like a bad student. Not that accommodations makes you seem like that, but I get where you're coming from. Tell me a little bit more about your classes specifically right now. What seems to be the specific trouble?
Okay. Well, my English classes, I guess, are the hardest because there's so much reading with them.
Okay.
But I mean, everything has a lot of reading.
Sure.
But
College.
yeah, college. But the English ones I think are the worst, probably in terms of that. And then just with like testing again for everything else, because I read so slow, it can kind of like come down to the wire, and it stresses me out a lot, which is not helpful, I guess.
Sure. Tell me what you do when you're feeling stressed. If you're doing readings at home in your dorm for homework, what do you do when you're feeling stressed?
I mean, a lot of the times, I just kind of like, I guess just like I get frustrated, so I kind of just shut down and just don't do it.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. And then just try to get by without doing everything.
Okay. And how's that going for you?
I mean, it's all right, but I could be doing better.
Yeah.
So I guess I would need to kind of pick that up.
It sounds to me like you acknowledge you're aware of the fact that this isn't that you want to change what you're doing right now. The reading is tough. There's a lot of reading, and you want to be able to do better in the classes. Is that?
Yeah. But again, I just want to try my hardest to not have to like have special treatment or do accommodations if I don't have to. There's like other ways around it.
And how has it gone in the past, maybe in high school, when you've talked to your teachers about needing special accommodations?
My parents mostly did it. They kind of just like talked to the school and it was handled. Yeah. So I haven't really interacted a bit with it that much.
Okay. Have you talked to your parents about it here? In the college setting?
Not really. I mean, they asked me about it in the beginning, but I told them that I thought I'd be fine. So I haven't really told them about it since.
And what did they say when you said you didn't need it? Now you're in college, you'll be fine with that.
I guess they were like a little apprehensive.
Sure.
But they said, all right, if you think so, then that's fine. So they were fine with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your parents were fine with it, and you wanted to be a little bit more independent, not need these special accommodations. But how does it feel on a day-to-day basis when you're going to class? What's your mindset when you walk into class?
There's a lot of stress.
Okay.
Yeah. Just because like I'm worried about not having done readings, if I don't finish them in time, and if there's going to be a pop quiz, that's stressful. And then if everybody else is kind of raising their hands and knows what's happening, and then I just kind of sit there and don't. You know, it's frustrating and stressful that I feel like I'm falling behind from everybody else.
Yeah. Sounds like there's a lot on your mind right now about this. You know,
Yeah.
between the pop quizzes and the participation in class and just the readings themselves, wanting to seem like a good student to professors, as you mentioned before. There's a lot kind of riding around your mind right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that itself could be stressful.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Well, it's great that you've come in to talk about it. I can maybe put you in touch with some accommodations that can help. But as for right now, what do you hope to be the goal of this conversation? What are we hoping to walk away with?
I guess just maybe resources
Okay.
that I could maybe go to, I guess,
Sure.
for like extra help.
Sure.
Not necessarily like getting extra time or anything, but maybe like, I don't know, like tutors or something, or peer mentors, I don't know,
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the special accommodations you're not really wanting here in college, but I hear you saying you'd be okay with some other different kinds of
Yeah.
assistance?
If there's other options, like I'd like to just keep it kind of, I guess, as low profile as possible.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I still want to try to do it on my own if I can. So yeah, if there's other options before I have to go and like take that step of kind of, I guess, being more serious with it.
Yeah. And so you mentioned before that it sounded like you were a little concerned about what your professors might think if you request some special
Yeah,
accommodations.
because I don't know how that works. Like, so yeah.
Yeah. Are you concerned also about what your peers and your classmates might think if you ask for special accommodations?
Yeah, like it might come off as like I need special treatment or something, and I don't really want to have to deal with that.
You don't really
It's
want
hard.
that attention?
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, I don't know. College is hard enough without like added attention, I guess.
Sure. And have you talked to any of your professors about this, or have they noticed anything and talked to you about this?
Not really, no. I guess just because classes are so big that they don't really notice
Sure.
that much. Yeah.
And how do you feel about that the classes are so big? Is that, what's your preferred class style like?
I mean, I'd rather small classes. I come from a small high school, so, you know, classes were small and it was like more attention, I guess.
Okay.
People took an interest, and here it's just like there's 300 other people in the class, so.
It's a big difference.
Yeah, it is a big difference.
Especially if you're used to the smaller classes, more attention, more teacher-student,
Yeah.
one-on-one time. This can definitely be a big difference. It can be a shock to the system.
Yeah, it definitely was a big like change,
Yeah.
I guess.
And what about talking to some of your peers about forming, getting that one-on-one, maybe study groups or smaller group? Have you talked to some of your classmates about that, or don't really want to go there?
I didn't really think about it.
Okay.
I guess that's an option. I could try and see if like people do study groups, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe that could be something I could try.
Can't hurt, right?
Yeah. No, definitely.
Yeah. And what do you think of your classmates? Could you see yourself spending some time in small groups with them? Do you like your classmates? Or?
I think so. Like a bunch of my friends from my residence hall are like in the class, so
Okay.
I guess I could like go and just see if maybe they want to get together
Yeah.
to form a study group. I guess that'd be easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great place to start. If you have friends in the class already.
Yeah, I think that could be helpful.
Good. And so, to take it back to the reason you mentioned it's a reading thing that's kind of the
Yeah.
issue. It's about reading. What are the steps that you take when you get home, you have reading? What do you do to get yourself through the reading?
I just like see how much I have to do, and then just kind of start and try to like be in as quiet of an environment as possible. And then like I guess just set up like goals. I guess as I go along, like I'll read like 20 pages, and then I'll like take a break and stuff like that.
great that you've already been proactive about it, you know, setting those goals, getting yourself in a quiet space. It's great that you know that that's what works for you.
Yeah. I've like tried, I guess, like to like see like, you know, things I've done in the past and try to do them now, but I don't know. I guess it's just starting to not work that well.
Okay. Can you give me some examples of that?
Well, just like that. That's like one of the big things I did in the past. So,
Okay.
yeah.
And you've tried that here in college, and it's not quite.
It's not quite. And then, I mean, it is hard to try and find like quiet spaces to study.
Sure.
So that doesn't help either.
Sure. What's your roommate situation like? Is that, have you tried studying in your room before?
Yeah, I have. But you know, it's kind of like on the floor. Everybody's loud. They don't really care.
Right.
So I do go to the library.
Good. It's great that you're taking advantage of this other resource, and if the room is loud, go to the library. You know
Yeah.
that you need a quiet space. So it's good that you're aware of that. And
Mhm.
You're being proactive about it.
Yeah.
Well, we can definitely talk about some more resources besides, you know, making study groups with your classmates or finding library resources. But this was a great start to kind of figuring out what's going on. You know, get into the depths of the slow reading, and hopefully we can keep talking about it more and learning more about where it's coming from.
Yeah. Thank you so much for like making time to be with me.
Oh, of course. It was great to talk to you, and I look forward to talking to you again sometime soon.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.